Welcome back, and you're watching Buy Now, Sell Now on ET Now. And let's talk about today's bumper listing, a strong listing coming in from LatentView. It listed at 169% premium today, so strong debut by the company. And today we're joined by the management of the company. We have Rajan Sethuraman, who's the CEO of the company, and Rajan Venkatesan, who is the CFO of the company, to give us, talk to us more about how the company what can we expect from the company going forward as well. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining in with us. So, Mr. Sethuraman, I'm going to start with you. Firstly, congratulations on a bumper listing. But, can you start by talking to us about the opportunity and the journey from data analytics space that we can expect going forward?
As you said, it's a pure play data analytics company, and we are the first one to be listed on the Indian markets. It's been a 15-year journey, right? And it's a very interesting 15-year journey. When we started back in the year 2006, data analytics was a new and evolving space, but it has grown by leaps and bounds, right, in the last few years in particular. And I will talk about the opportunity in a minute. But this journey, right, started off with working with Indian clients in the BFSI insurance space to begin with. But on the back of the credit crisis, we turned our attention to the US markets, and we landed our first big account in the West Coast, right, in the Bay Area. And one thing led to another, and today our technology practice is the largest practice that we have. 2/3 of our business comes from working with the top tech companies that are based out of the Bay Area, that are based out of the Silicon Valley. And in some sense, a lot of what we have learned in terms of our analytics chops and rigor, it's on the back of working with very marquee logos and marquee accounts, right, that are part of the technology sector. And this journey has also led us to expand our offerings. So today we provide a full spectrum of data analytics capabilities, starting with helping them on their analytics strategy and roadmap of initiatives that they can execute, to hand-holding them on building the data platforms and foundations that are necessary to do the analytics, and then finally to actually executing the look back and the look ahead analytics, helping them understand what has happened, but also predicting what is possible, right, going ahead.
Good morning, gentlemen. This is Sharlo, so joining in the conversation. Mr. Venkatesan, this one is for you. Tell us, could you tell us more about exactly how are you going to utilize the proceeds that you've got from the IPO? Also, how do the promoters intend to use the OFS proceeds? And in fresh issue proceeds, what inorganic growth opportunities are you actually seeing?
Specifically on your question on the OFS part, so the OFS by itself is a fairly small portion of the entire issue. So 474 crores out of the 600 crores is money that's going into the company to fund our growth aspirations. The remaining 126 crores is what is the OFS that's on sale as part of this offer. The promoters themselves are diluting a very, very small portion. It's only close to about 60 crores that they're diluting. So forms a very minuscule part of the entire OFS. In terms of what was the other question that you had, the other question was was around our inorganic plans. Is that right? Yeah. So like Rajan mentioned, we're at an inflection point at this point in time. We believe that the opportunity out there is immense. It's huge. If you look at the industry report in our DRHP, we're talking about a $170+ billion market today, expected to grow up to $333 billion by the year 2024. So the opportunity is immense. We believe we're just scratching the surface at this point in time. And the other thing that will also happen, as has happened with a lot of the IT companies, is we believe there will be significant consolidation that will happen in the data and analytics space. If you just look at the transaction numbers over the last few years, there have been close to about 900 M&A transactions.
Right. Mr. Sethuraman, we're coming to you. If you could talk to us about your key clienteles, your order book status, and who are the top clients and what is their service mix looking like?
Right. So the services mix, I will start off with that. I mentioned the range of the spectrum of services that we provide, starting from analytics strategy to helping on the data platform and the data foundations, and then also helping with the look back and the look ahead, right, the predictive prescriptive analytics part. That's the full suite of services. We are a consulting services organization And what that means is that we have to be very context sensitive and contextual, right, in what we go after. The nature of the problems that we go after are typically fuzzy and ill-defined, and in most instances, we are sitting with the functional heads and the business unit heads of our clientele organization, the CFO, the chief marketing officer, for example, right, and helping them define those problems in the first place before figuring out how data analytics can be applied to solving those problems. So that's the nature of the services that we provide. Over the last 2-3 years, we have been reorienting our business to focus more on what we call the...
Gentlemen, we leave it at that. Thank you for joining us on the show and talking about your company and the way forward. That was the management of LatentView Analytics. Remember, a bumper listing is what LatentView has witnessed in today's trading session. It's their D-Street debut today. But on that note, we'll slip into a break on this edition of Buy Now, Sell Now. But stay tuned, more on the other side, so don't go anywhere.